Hi, readers. We're going to look at the elements of folk tales. You already know story elements that include the characters, the setting, the problem and solution. But with folk tales, it's just a little bit different. Folk tales are stories that were passed down orally for many, many generations. And so they weren't written down, people just told them to each other. And usually, parents or grandparents told their children to teach them a lesson or to teach them something about life, and the story would help them understand what their parents wanted them to know. So, folk tales are told by someone who heard the story before. And so that's why we have so many different versions of folk tales, because people who lived in different places may have heard the story a little bit different. And so, based on where they live or when they heard it, the story has just a little change to it. Now, folk tales have the same elements in other stories in that they have characters. So, in this story, we have the three little pigs and the big bad wolf. And we find that in folk tales, there are often sets of three in the story. So there might be three characters, like the three little pigs. There might be three tasks, like you have the house of sticks, the house of hay, and the house of bricks. That's three things. Or you have the villain do something three times, like the big bad wolf says he will huff and puff and blow their house down three times. So the character is still the same as regular story elements. Folktales also have a setting. And so in this case, the original Three Little Pigs, you can't really tell when it happened, just long, long ago, or where it happened. It could really happen anywhere. But as we read other versions, you will see when we read the Three Javelinas that it's a three little pig story that happens in the desert. And so it changes parts of the story because of the setting. Folk tales still have a problem and a solution. And so usually it's the bad guy causing the problem, like in this case, the wolf wants to eat the three little pigs. But the solution can happen at the end so that they live happily ever after. And notice that word solution has the first three letters of solve. That's how I remember that the solution is how they solve the problem so that it ends happily ever after.